As promised, here's the video which will provide you the details on how I usually farm resources in Warframe fast. But before anything else, this method doesn't include the resources you can obtain on the plains. What I will be sharing here is how to farm other Warframe resources like the neural sensors, Argon Crystal and all other resources. Okay, let's begin this video. First, let's discuss about the Warframe I usually use for farming resources. Some may say that Necros is the best in terms of farming resources, but I beg to differ. When it comes to resource farming, I always rely on my Hydroid. Basically because of his pilfering swarm augment, which gives additional loot whenever his tentacles touches an enemy. So this is my usual farming build for Hydroid. Most players will call this pilfdroid, but I call it TentaLoot. But whatever the name is, this build is basically a combination of power, strength and duration. Now I love narrow-minded for this build, as low range tends to keep those tentacles close. Yes, we will be using the brain-dead camping strategy here, so it's best that we keep all things tight and intact in one place. In terms of arcanes, I usually run this build with Arcane Energize to keep my energy up. The second arcane slot is optional and you can choose whatever arcanes you would like to use. Now since we will be camping, and since you don't see any survivability mods on my setup, we will be relying most of the time in hiding and letting someone to pick up all those loots. For this task, I usually rely on my Sentinel. Just be sure to have the vacuum mod on it. You can choose whatever Sentinel you would like to bring with your Hydroid. Just make sure that you equip the vacuum mod. Also, since enemies held by pilfering swarm tentacles and killed by any sources have a chance to drop additional loot, it is wise to bring good weapons to help your tentacles kill enemies much faster, especially when you are already dealing with high-level enemies. I usually bring my handy Atarax for this task, and as well as my Torrid. For my Atarax, it's basically the endgame slide to win build with the maiming strike mod. While for my Torrid, I'm currently using this build. My primary is not for killing purposes, as I often use it for utility. Now I will discuss why I choose to bring these weapons later, but for now, let's talk about my strategy on farming resources. When it comes to farming resources with my Hydroid, I usually run survival missions. Preferably, I run Dark Sector survival mission, wherein you usually face infested enemies. It's because these missions have some bonus resource drop rate. If you are new to the game, try to take a look at this icon first and see what other resources you can gather from this planet. But take note that you need to unlock all planets before you can see this deploy extractor icon. However, there are a couple of resources that can't be farmed in dark sectors. Take for example Argon Crystals. You need to farm them on the Void, and preferably on survival mission in MOT. This mission can prove to be a challenge for Hydroid, as this mission is crawling with nullifiers which Warframes hate the most. Now this is where my Torrid and Atarax come to play. The good thing about Torrid is, nullifiers can't nullify those gas clouds, which is really handy when you want to cast your tentacle swarm. It's a sort of defense for those nullifier bubbles, while my Atarax will come in handy, helping my tentacles kill those pesky enemies. Take note that when you have pilfering swarm equipped, your tentacle only needs to touch the enemies to drop additional loot, prior to some players saying that you need to kill enemies with your tentacles to gain extra drop. Another thing that you need to know is how to properly place your tentacle swarm. Even with such low range in my build, the tentacles tend to spread. Which is why I usually cast Undertow first and then charge up my tentacle swarm when I'm on the puddle. In this way, those tentacles will be intact. Also, your operator will come quite handy in this mission. Since almost every damage can be ignored by your operator when he or she is on void mode, you can easily sneak into nullifier's bubble and just kill the nullifiers. But that's not all. Your operator will come in handy when your sentinel dies, as you can manually pick those loot while in void mode. Lastly, since there are enemies that deals toxin damage or slash, there are times that we need a quick regeneration on health. In the past, I usually have curative undertow on my Hydroid, but now, I just use my operator to heal myself. Just equip Magus Elevate and Magus Nourish on your operator and you'll never have any problems on your health again. And for the last two pieces of advice, always bring an energy pads and as well as choose the Zenuric Focus School for that energizing dash. These things are basically to keep your energy up. Now, I don't know yet if Vazarin's protective dash will also grant you immunity, as I haven't unlocked my Vazarin just yet. Just finish getting all the stuff I need on my Madurai focus. So the next focus will be Vazarin. Let me know in the comment section below if a protective dash works on your operator. As if it does, then I will replace Zenuric with Vazarin as I'm planning to have Arcane Energize on my Hydroid anyway. I mean, with all the energy pizza and orbs, I think that's pretty enough for me to keep my energy up. And for the last part, always bring a resource booster and a resource drop chance booster if you are really serious in farming those resources. Oh, before I forget, there are certain resources also that is better farmed without using this strategy. Say for example the neural sensors, which you can easily obtain by killing a Lyad in Jupiter. In average, you'll get 2 neural sensors in this mission within a couple of minutes, given the fact that you are well equipped already. But the rest of the resources, well, it's easily farmed with Hydroid, and with this strategy. So yes, that's how you farm resources quick and easy using Hydroid. Just a reminder, this build is also perfect in team composition. Especially when you want to farm that elusive condition overload in Ophelia. My advice is, go with a Despoil Necros, a Speed Nova, and a Loki with max range efficiency build for his disarm ability. In fact, you can always go with a team farming resources as it will be much easier. You don't have to worry about taking down nullifiers or problems with your energy, as there are complementary warframes that can support you. In the end, you can choose to play this build in solo mission, or in a team. It's your choice that matters in the end. So that's it. Hope that you find this video informative. Before you leave, please do me a favor and hit that like button. Also, you can join my amazing notification squad and receive daily Warframe videos from this channel. Simply click that big red subscribe button below. Thank you so much for watching. Squad leader signing off.